Welcome back. President Trump may be eagerly seeking a return to normal after 3 nights in hospital. But the White House that he arrived home to last night with dramatic and reckless flourish, as some reports are suggesting, has changed dramatically since he was airlifted off the South Lawn at the end of last week. So where do we stand today as Washington wakes up to another day of madness? Correspondent Simon Mark sharpening his pen, girding his loins. There he is. Simon, good afternoon to you, South African time. I think it was the Washington Post that said today, a ringleader in a circus of his own making. It really is impossible to predict what's going to happen next.
It is completely impossible because every single day, Jeremy, here, the inconceivable becomes the inevitable. I mean, it frankly never vaguely occurred to me that the President of the United States was going to return to the White House last night and as his first act, a man who is still infected with COVID-19, clearly still fighting it. If you look at some of the video last night after he walked up that flight of stairs, after having exited Marine One and headed to the portico of the White House, he was gasping for breath. He was clearly having some challenges by the time he got to the top of that staircase. It never occurred to me that the first act that he would commit upon returning to the White House would be to remove his face masks. After having told us on video the previous night that he'd learnt a lot about COVID-19, I get it, he said. His first act upon returning to the White House, still in a position where he can be infecting people around him, was to climb that stairs, look pretty ill, and remove his face mask, and then stand there for about 5 minutes while various pictures were being taken, including some video being gathered that we know is going to be used in a Donald Trump campaign video, because there was video being taken at Walter Reed Hospital before he exited last night as well. This is all part of an attempt by President Trump to portray himself as something of an invincible gladiator. As he said in a video that he released right after he got back to the White House, maybe I'm immune, I don't know. But he didn't look immune last night, and this morning, it's just after 7:15 in the morning here, not a word from Donald Trump on Twitter yet today. That's unusual, it's not unique. Let's see what today brings.
I'm interested in the medical care that he's been given, and the doctor that is also talking this up also seems to have made a complete fool of himself.
Yeah, well, Dr. Sean Conley, the White House physician, has made some questionable errors of judgment over the course of the last couple of years in a variety of other different incidents. But his performance on Saturday, Sunday and Monday here raised many questions about what kind of a doctor-patient relationship this is, and whether at some point the doctor-patient relationship is ending and more of a political relationship has developed, because there were all sorts of questions that Dr. Conley would not answer yesterday. We still don't have a definitive timeline on precisely when President Trump last tested negative for COVID-19. That is a critical question. We don't even know if he tested negative right before the debate last Tuesday night, but we certainly know that his activities during the week, had he tested positive earlier than they have disclosed, means that he would effectively have been acting as a super spreader of COVID-19 in at least 3 separate states late last week. But we also don't know what kind of damage may have been incurred to the president's lungs, while a wide array of medical data was provided to support the decision to discharge him. As soon as the question turned to the issue of lung damage and whether he'd had any pneumonia, suddenly there were privacy concerns and they couldn't provide reporters with that data. So I think there are big questions about Dr. Conley's role in all of this, and a very clear sense that at least yesterday it was the patient telling the doctor what was going to happen, not the other way around.
Well, we await that first tweet from the White House, as Simon says, just after 7 o'clock in the morning. Correspondent Simon Marks, thank you.